trends can change suddenly. Your marketing strategy should change with it. Let your data lead. Visit the page to learn more.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Ad Age Remotely. I'm Adrienne Pasquarelli, Senior Reporter and Special Projects Editor here at Ad Age. Thanks for joining us. And a special thank you to our sponsor, Salesforce, for helping to make this live stream happen. Late last week, Sex and the City fans got a shock when, spoiler alert, Mr. Big died in the premiere of the new HBO Max series reboot, and just like that, after a Peloton workout. But not to be outdone, Peloton capitalized on the product placement, offering their own twist with an ad starring Mr. Big himself on Sunday night. Here to talk to us about how that ad came together and a few other things, we have Dara Treseder, Senior Vice President and Head of Global Marketing and Communications at Peloton. Dara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you? Good to be with you.
So by now, most of the world is aware of the role a Peloton plays in the fate of Mr. Big from Sex and the City, but they might not yet be aware of Peloton's response. Can you walk us through this past weekend when you put together an ad in record time of under 48 hours?
Yeah, I think first of all, I just want to make sure to sort of set the record straight that Peloton, it wasn't a product placement. So Peloton didn't actually have a formal product placement agreement with the show or with HBO. So just wanted to make sure we clarified that. You know, when the premiere episode dropped, I think one of the things that we just realized was, wow, we need to make sure that the health narrative isn't lost here. We need to separate fiction from reality. We need to make sure people remember the facts that cardiovascular exercise is good for you. Cardiovascular exercise helps so many millions of people around the world lead happy, healthy lives. And so we were, as soon as the premiere episode dropped, we realized we had to get to this. And I think what was exciting and the reason we were able to actually turn this around so quickly, and I give all the credit to Ryan Reynolds, who's a visionary and a genius, we actually had already been in discussions with his marketing company, Maximum Effort. We've been talking about working together because we had put our hands up to be part of Mountain's new creative as a subscription service. And so the wonderful thing about this innovative model is it allows you to move really quickly. It allows you to do what we're kind of calling fast advertising, which means that you're able to kind of market at the speed of culture. So from the time we kind of reached out to, I reached out to Ryan up until we delivered it was 48 hours, which is kind of record time for pulling it together. And Maximum Effort were just an incredible partner, being able to kind of work with us to really get across this important health narrative.
So it's great that you already had that relationship, that growing relationship with Maximum Effort, and you were able to call them and say, hey, we got a perfect example of what we need to do. I think we can show that ad now, and then we can talk a little bit more about it.
To new beginnings.
To new beginnings. You look great.
Well, I feel great. Should we take another ride? Life's too short not to.
And just like that, the world was reminded that regular cycling stimulates and improves your heart, lungs, and circulation, reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases. Cycling strengthens your heart muscles, lowers resting pulse, and reduces blood fat levels. He's alive.
And now that's Ryan Reynolds' voice at the end as well, right?
Yeah, he was a real partner, you know, writing, directing, kind of conceptualizing it with us. And, you know, he was a visionary behind this. And so, yes, it's also fun, his voiceover. He's got that, you know, powerful, magnetic way to kind of bring humor into things and use humor as a powerful way to communicate important messages.
And Chris Noth, the actor who plays Mr. Big, was on board right from the get-go?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you know, again, this is why I think that the creative as a subscription partnership made this happen for us in record time, because we were already, you know, working in this way. it was Ryan Reynolds was able to help us secure Chris Noth, and we were able to kind of move.
So tell us a little bit more about how this creative as a subscription service works. Is it basically every time something comes up, you guys call them, or do you ever work farther out?
Well, I think it's essentially it's an innovative model that allows you as a marketer to sort of pull your creative dollars together and really think through looking at creative, looking at media, and saying what are the things that we want to do immediately, what are the strategic things we want to do, and then what are the things that we want to give ourselves that space to be able to respond to culture, to be able to market at the speed of culture. You know, traditionally, marketing campaigns sometimes can take so long to develop. And sometimes by the time they're released in the world has moved on, things have changed. And I think one of the things we all learned in 2020, I like to say 2020 gave us 2020 vision, but it gave us insight. Things can change really quickly. And one of the things that I've been working on with our incredible marketing team, I couldn't shout out my team more. I work with the best humans on the planet. And one of the things we've been working on is how do we build agility into our marketing strategy? How do we build agility into our marketing model? And so for us, you know, once we were able to kind of get connected with Mountain, Mark at Mountain, James, and Ryan, we were able to have this amazing partnership that essentially allows us to do just that. I mean, it's almost, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone doing this in the record time we've done it in. It's unparalleled. And I think that's what you get with this type of commitment. When you have both partners aligned and together, you're not trying to negotiate things. You've already got that partnership and you can just move.
And just run with it.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of feedback did you get from this new ad? I know your stock price rose, so investors were certainly happy.
Well, what matters most, honestly, is our members. Like what gets us up every day is improving the lives of our members. We are about helping people lead happy, healthy lives. And honestly, I have been overwhelmed with the positive responses because so many people were concerned about, because in this age of misinformation, people watch something fictional and they immediately start to make false claims about cardio. And there were so many doctors, medical doctors, even my sister who's a doctor, who reached out, and so many members, people within our community who really felt it was important to get out that critical narrative about the importance of cardiovascular exercise. And so we were able to do that.
That actually brings up a question that we have from Amy, who's watching on LinkedIn. She's asking if you had any idea that Peloton was in the episode or if you found out when the public did.
So we found out when the public did about the way our products were being used. Like I said earlier, we did not have a formal product placement or agreement, and so we found out just when everybody did. And for us, again, getting that important health narrative was what was key to fix.
Setting the record straight.
It was not a product placement or a brand placement. It was no kind of official partnership.
Do you think you'll do more quick ad turnarounds like this one? Was this a successful experience?
This was an incredible experience. I think, so many times we need to be telling our customers, our members, what they want to hear, when they want to hear it, where they want to hear it. And I think this muscle of fast advertising is key, and it's critical for the future of our industry. I think we need to be, as an industry, learn how to be more agile, more nimble, more able to respond to what's happening in real time. And yeah, I'm excited about ways we're gonna do that. Of course, there are things you have to do with a longer planning structure and planning strategy. And I think, like every good marketer, when you look at your marketing plan, right? Even the reason we're able to do this too, we used our existing budget, right? We were able, when we were building our marketing plan and our marketing mix, we made sure that we had space for marketing at the speed of culture.
And are you still working with your other agencies, Adam and Eve and Mechanism?
Yes, we are. We worked with Adam and Eve on our holiday campaign, which we're super excited about. That was also a very great campaign that was super well received. People loved us. Again, we used humor, but we wanted to show that Peloton really is for all of us. Peloton is for everyone. And, people enjoyed seeing a fitness carol and seeing Scrooge, and it was kind of, well, if Scrooge can enjoy his Peloton cardio and strength, I think I can too.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about that holiday spot, which is, I believe, your biggest spend to date on that campaign, which stars a celebrity, and it's a bit different from what we've seen from Peloton before. How did it come together?
Yeah, it was different. I mean, we met Brett, who's an incredible actor. Some of you who have children who watch Stranger Things or watch Stranger Things might recognize him. And we wanted to do something together because, again, we wanted to, one of the things that I think being healthy and leading a healthy life, everybody wants that. Every single one of us wants to lead a healthy life. But finding that motivation to do that, that's what is tough to do, right? That intention doesn't always turn into reality. And I think one of the things that is so core to what we do at Peloton is we have tapped into that. We know how to provide the motivation, whoever you are, whatever your taste is, whatever your mood is. We have the winning combination of a product, experience, and community that gives you the motivation you need in order to lead that healthier life. And so for us, during this holiday season, we really wanted people to understand that. So our message was around, when your workout is a joy, it's a joy to work out. Because if you enjoy working out, working out and being healthy doesn't need to be a chore. It can be something really enjoyable. That's the experience of our millions of members around the world. And so we were excited to bring that to life through our holiday campaign.
Even Scrooge deserves a healthy life.
Exactly, even Scrooge.
Let's show that spot.
'Twas the holidays and joy filled the town, except for Scrooge, with his perma-frown. No! The gift of a Peloton bike did touch his soul, riding fast, flowing proud, getting hella swole.
You can do it! I'm doing it!
Was Scrooge a new man?
Yeah!
Oh, without a doubt. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been a busy holiday season for us at Peloton. So if you have friends who work in Peloton marketing, show them some love. I'm so proud of my team. We have such an incredible team. Everyone has really, put in the work this holiday season.
So why was this the biggest spend? I mean, why now, holiday?
Well, the holiday season is an important time for us. It's an important time. It's a time when a lot of people start to reflect on their lives and think about, as I enter this new year, what do I want to do? What do I want to do different? And many times people are looking and asking themselves, how can I be healthier? And so it was so important to us at this time that we help people realize, being healthy doesn't have to be boring. Being healthy doesn't have to be something that's difficult. Being healthy can be something that you enjoy. And Peloton is that gateway to enjoying living a healthier life.
What did the campaign entail in terms of marketing mix? Did you try any new channels or experiment in any way?
Yeah, it was a very robust, comprehensive marketing approach across, all of our different channels. We had, of course, on TV. I'm sure some of you might have been seeing our Peloton spots on TV, on digital. We're very active on digital. And I think one of the things that's been really great is that we have a really incredible digital advertising team that's sort of really able to take what we have on TV and pull that through. And we also use a portfolio strategy. So you might know that we recently launched our all new Peloton tread. And it was great because we had a tread mess spot as well. And so under the same campaign umbrella, we're able to market our entire portfolio. And that was kind of a first for us. Because we just launched this new type of product. So it was an amazing way for us to not only celebrate what was going on this holiday season and the impact of Peloton on people's lives, but also showcase our newest and greatest product. I'm actually really loving the tread these days. So.
Well, we've heard a lot of chatter from marketers about the metaverse. And I'm wondering, and I think actually one of our viewers is wondering too, is that an area where Peloton is experimenting in any way, virtual reality?
Well, we recently, we've dabbed into, we continue to innovate, right? Innovation is so core to the heart of Peloton. I mean, if you had told people a while ago, you will be having a great workout from the comfort of your home, people that seemed unrealistic. And our incredible CEO, John Foley, what a visionary. He was able to really bring that to life. And that innovation is in our DNA. It's core to who we are. So we're continuing to innovate. I obviously can't launch or announce new products on this Ad Age call here, but I can tell you and remind you about Lane Break. A kind of our first sort of dab into gaming, and we had a beta of that launch this year, and that was an amazing experience for us to kind of get in there, get feedback for our members, and as is always our typical style, we get feedback, we work on that, and so, but it was wonderful for us to kind of dip our toes into gaming and explore something different.
Who said you can't announce new products on Ad Age? You're certainly welcome to do that.
I prepare. I do prepare. So
no, I do want to get into some of the new products that you have already announced. But before that, we have a short message from our sponsor, Salesforce.
Marketers don't need a crystal ball when they have real-time insights. Let your data lead. Visit the page to learn more.
Welcome back. I'm Adrienne Pasquarelli here with Dara Treseder of Peloton. As a reminder, if you have any questions, please leave them in our social channels and we'll do our best to try to get to them during the conversation. So let's talk about some of the new products that you've introduced recently. There's a new boxing program and a connected strength product. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these new offerings?
Yeah, one of the things that is so wonderful about the Peloton platform is like whether you get our bike or you get our tread, you are getting a variety of workouts. So not only if you get the bike, you're not just cycling, right? There's all kinds of classes, yoga, Pilates, bar, boxing, our newest. And I think this is that's the wonderful thing about the experience is we've got all these different modalities. So we have such a variety of offerings that enable you to you've got such a variety of offerings that enable you to make sure you can try different things and your workout doesn't get stale, your workout doesn't get boring. You have so many interesting, fun ways that you can continue to move your body and nurture your mind. And so boxing is our latest foray into that. But we've got Pilates on our platform. We have yoga. We just got a variety of different offerings. Dance cardio, we launched that too this year with Usher. Usher actually makes a cameo in that. So there's lots of fun things that we're offering. But even in addition to our content, we're also innovating in the product space. And we recently announced our newest product, Peloton Guide, which is our very first connected strength product. And Peloton Guide is Peloton's most accessible hardware product yet. It will be available with Peloton's latest heart rate monitor for under $500. And that will be launching in early 2022. So definitely watch this space.
We do have a few shout outs. A lot of people watching. Will from Missouri, Lynn from North Carolina, Monique from Canada, Tom from Florida, Philippe from Brazil, and Hassan from Istanbul. Thank you guys for watching. Dara, so Peloton also has a new partnership with Spotify. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys think about partnerships for the brand?
Yeah, partnerships for us from a brand standpoint, they need to make sense. We're very thoughtful. We don't partner with a lot of other brands. We don't partner with a lot of brands. We're very thoughtful about which brands we want to go into partnership. And for many years, Spotify has had a powerful presence on the Peloton platform. Dozens of classes have been programmed featuring songs from some of Spotify's marquee playlists. So in November, we took our partnership with Peloton to the next level. We thought it made sense for us to bring both companies together to help bring our members the very best of fitness and audio. And so our members were able to have access to a curated shelf, right, within Peloton's ecosystem with 7 playlists from our world-class instructors and popular fitness disciplines. So this curated music content by Peloton was able to highlight, instructors that our members know and love. And there were things like music from Running by Peloton or Strength by Peloton. And those playlists, people enjoy so much the music on the Peloton platform, and being able to carry over the feel-good vibes, from your workouts into the rest of your day. That's something that our members have been excited about. And, we were just so happy to be able to partner with Spotify to bring this to our members.
Now, this past year has certainly had its share of ups and downs for the brand, including the recall of the treadmill product following several accidents. I was hoping you could talk a little bit about some of the lessons you learned from the recall and that experience.
One of the things that I've learned is you got to have your North Star. What's your North Star? And our North Star is improving the lives of our members. When you have a North Star, like anything in life, you're going to go through highs and lows, you're going to go through ups and downs. But if you've got your North Star and you're focused on the right things, you're going to pull through. And so I'm really proud of our team. I'm proud of our incredible community who has stood by us through it all. And it's exciting to see how we were able to kind of launch our all new Peloton tread within the same calendar year. What a heroic effort there. So I think it's every business. And if you haven't gone through it in your career, if you're just starting, you at some point you'll go through something, right? We all go through things. And I think if you're clear on what's your North Star, one of the things I love so much about Peloton is our CEO, John, always tells us, what are we focused on? We're focused on improving the lives of our members. And when you have that as the center, it allows you to make the right decisions. And if and just kind of learn and move quickly.
Right. I think it comes back to some of the preparation and ability for agility, as you were mentioning earlier, too. So when the pandemic first started, many people were investing in home fitness products, but now people have been returning to the gym a little bit. How is Peloton maintaining its momentum as the home becomes less of a focus for consumers?
So what we're actually seeing is people want to work out at home, even if they're also working out in other places. Just sort of like, you might watch Netflix, but that doesn't mean you're not watching the football game. I think that the future of fitness the home continues to be a critical part of the future of fitness. Of course, as the world has opened up, people might work out from home three or four times a week, and maybe take one class at the weekend with the girls and get brunch after. It's this hybrid. Just like right now, you and I are having a conference from the comfort of our home, right? There might be another time when the Ad Age does a conference that's in person. It's not an either or situation. It's a both and. And I think that's wonderful, because ultimately our goal, again, like I said, is helping people lead healthier lives. And if that hybrid structure allows you to do that, right? It allows you to. And so for us at Peloton, that's why we've got the Peloton app. Lots of people in gyms using the Peloton app.
We actually have a question from Elliot on YouTube. He asked, regarding the connection with riders and healthiness, where and how do you find people are most receptive to your messaging of fitness?
So I think people ultimately, there's sort of three things we focus on. First of all, we focus on the richness of the experience that we offer. So the variety of the content offerings, right? Sometimes you might see a bike and not understand that that's a gateway to every single possible type of workout you could ever imagine. And so for us, communicating that is really important. The second thing that I would say, is really important to the consumers is really understanding the power of our community. Right. And our communities are instructors, are incredible instructors, and there's so many of them. So it's almost like, which channel do you want to tune into today? And understanding the breadth of that, but also the fact that you don't work out alone. I might be taking my boot camp class from my house, but I'm not taking it alone. I'm taking it with my friend in London who's riding alongside me. And that power of community, being able to work out with others, is something that's also deeply resonated with folks. And I think, honestly, the proof is in the pudding. So many of our members, even this weekend, I was overwhelmed by our members taking to social media to just share all the stories of how Peloton has helped them from mental health, physical health, just really helping them be who they want to be and lead the happy, healthy lives they want to lead. And so those member stories that our members organically share and talk about, that's another powerful way, because we can say something, but when you hear your friends tell you Peloton's the real deal, I mean, that's how I got into Peloton. One of my friends, Abby, and when I was living in California, she had a Peloton. She was an OG Peloton, and she used to tell me about Peloton all the time. And I went to her house and I saw the Peloton, and I was like, "Oh, we got to get it." I came home and told my husband, "We got to get the Peloton." And that's a really, that word of mouth is how many people get to learn about Peloton and experience it.
Well, the instructors certainly are so powerful and popular, as you were saying, and we saw that in the Sex and the City series as well. That brings us to a question from Genevieve on LinkedIn, and she asks, how are you pulling in insights from your social digital communities to make your fast advertising even more relevant to core audiences?
Well, we have an amazing social media team, and we are always listening. So we're constantly, analyzing analyzing the sentiment, analyzing what our consumers are talking about, thinking about, and that allows us to figure out, okay, what matters most, right? What are the things that are bubbling up? What are the things that, whoa, this is catching momentum. We've got to get into this. And respond. Like, for example, this weekend, so many of our members and people in the community were like, we can't have misinformation happen. We can't have people thinking cardio is not good, right? We can't have that happen. No, we can't have that happen. And so we were like, oh, you know what? We need to, as the leader in this space, as the leader in the category, there is a responsibility on us as a brand to make sure that, in a creative, innovative, clever, humorous way, we convey this important health message.
Well, we are almost out of time, but I'm hoping you can give us a quick glimpse of what we can expect to see from Peloton in 2022 and what you're focusing on.
And so, the first thing that we're focusing on in 2022 as we kind of get into this new year is our long-term goal as a business is to be the largest connected fitness platform in the world. And right now we've got great brand awareness in the US. And even more so after this weekend. But there's a lot to discover. We want to grow in our international markets in UK, Germany, and Canada, Australia. We've planted, big flags there and continue to grow in those markets. It's important to us. We also want to make sure that people understand, how Peloton is helping people lead happier, healthier lives, the unparalleled motivation that we provide through our content, our product, and community, sharing that richness and the fullness of the Peloton experience. And then, of course, like I said, marketing at the speed of culture. That's something we've been passionate about with our marketing team. We've talked about it so many times. And, I think this weekend on Sunday, we saw the power of this, and the importance of being able to build that muscle and have that muscle. So we're excited to continue to work on that in the new year.
Well, I can't wait to see what comes next. Dara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you again to our sponsor, Salesforce. And as always, thank you to our Ad Age Livestream Dream Team, Arabella Breck, Alfred Mascaroni, Anna Sakula, and Lauren Chiardio. Check back with Remotely next week when we feature the head of media at L'Oreal. And continue to check adage.com for news. Thanks for tuning in.